from tonight. LeBron with 35, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Cavs over the Bucks, and Michael Redd, who had 32 for Milwaukee.
All I can say about LeBron James, he's ridiculous.
And it's a shame that he'll only be here once in Phoenix this year. Ginobili grabs the loose pass. Barry into the lane off the glass. Nazr Mohammed scrapping. There's Ori wide open from 8 feet.
You wonder why they went. That's why. No way they should have kept control of that basketball, and they got 2 points out of it.
12 offensive rebounds for San Antonio, leading to 15 second chance points. Suns, though, shooting 67% from the field here in the third quarter. Lead is 4. Nash, hesitation move on Mohammed. Shut down there. 3 on the clock, 2 on the clock. Raja Bell misses everything. And they'll give it to the Spurs. Boy, you don't see this maybe once or twice a month by Phoenix, struggling to get the shot off at the end of the shot clock.
Credit Tony Parker. I mean, Tony Parker would not allow Steve Nash to go over and use the screen. And it kept forcing them right into Muhammad, a big, long, rangy guy that makes it very difficult to get a shot off.
Last time the Suns were held without a three-pointer, not much of a coincidence, against the San Antonio team. Pass tipped by Kurt Thomas. Suns right now have only put up 2 3-point attempts, missed them both.
Well, Eddie House is checking in, and I guarantee you he's going to knock one down.
All right.
I'll go on record as telling you.
Okay.
He will knock it down.
Marion, back iron. Goes over his outstretched arm, and the rebound to Ori. Here comes Tony Parker in San Antonio, trailing by 4. Floater in the lane, offensive foul. The charge taken by Kurt Thomas.
That's 4. That's huge, because now, Popovich has to make a decision on Parker. Van Exel's probably going to come in for him, and that slows the Spurs down even more. And I think it allows the guys that checked in for the Suns right now, and Eddie House, Boris Diaw, to really take advantage, I think, now of a San Antonio team that really does not have the speed on the floor that can deal with this Suns young team right now if they can get the rebound and push it.
No doubt about it for the Suns team. The 2 players who take the most charges, Kurt Thomas and Raja Bell. Steve Nash is up in that crowd as well, sacrificing his body. They dare Diaw to shoot, and the direct hit for 3D from the outside. Diaw now has 18 to lead all scorers.
Every now and then he will jump up and fool. And, as example, the huge game in Minnesota. I mean, if you just lay off of him and don't guard him, he will score big. Ginobili
squirms past Raja Bell, flips it in with the left hand. The lead is back to 4.
And kind of hooked him with the off arm, to get around him.
Eddie House now defended there by Nick Van Exel. 34-year-old Nick Van Exel. And then a whistle and a foul. And it goes against Nazr Mohammed. San Antonio in the penalty situation, and the Suns head to the free throw line.
Well, the Spurs have forced the Suns to play physical, and the Suns showed early in the year that they can play a physical game. Unlike last year. I thought last year at times when teams got physical, they struggled. But this team, I think they kind of enjoy the physical game, and they stay in the contest. The Spurs have slowed it down, and the Suns have gotten to the free throw line, which has been huge.
Raja sticks the first one. And go back to Boris Diaw, and look at all the space between himself and Nazr Mohammed.
But that's how you play him, Tom. I mean, Boris has to convince you that he can knock that shot down with regularity. And early in the first half, I mean, Duncan was up guarding him, and Boris Diaw just went right around him.
Bell good to go with the 2 free throws. Raja Bell, one of the Suns players who actually traveled to Chicago to help try and recruit Michael Finley to play for the Suns, even though it would have meant a cut in the playing time for one Raja Bell. Bell, Finley, and Nash were all teammates together in Dallas. Another offensive rebound for the Spurs.
That's keeping them around. The Suns, just inopportune times where they should have gotten offensive rebounds. Spurs have gotten it back and done just that, knock it down.
Big shot by Nick Van Exel, second among active players in 3-point field goals made, trailing only Ray Allen of Seattle. And Van Exel has cut the lead to 3. Diaw, beautiful feed to Raja Bell.
Excellent catch by Raja Bell, and then the patience to get it up and in.
Diaw, 18 points, and now comes up with his 5th assist. Lead is back to 5. San Antonio will try to put up the final shot of this third quarter. Mobley, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. The ball is stripped, and that'll do it here for the third quarter. And now Dick Bavetta saying, hold on, they may put 0.5 of a second on the clock. We fell for this at the end of the first quarter. We're not going to fall for it now. So hold on. Before we head to the break, 0.5 on the clock for Phoenix. It would have to be a quick catch and shoot, but Mike D'Antoni, I think, just wants them to hang on to the basketball and head to their bench leading by 5. But don't try to tell that to Eddie House.
Yeah, well, the coach is standing up behind Boris. If I was him, I'll put the ball back and throw it and act like one of their coaches hit it out of my hand.
Oh, forget that, Sean Marion. Suns outscore the Spurs 23-20 in that third quarter. And folks, when the Suns lead after 3 quarters of play.
Scored a basketball game. The Suns 65, Spurs 60. Let's check tonight's Jack in the Box inside the box score. Suns 0 of 2 from behind the arc. Yes, I said it. 0 of 2 after 26 last night. Boris Diaw, 18 and 5. Tony Parker, 16, 6 turnovers, and he is in foul trouble right now.
Sold out crowd, including Tony Parker's gal, Ava Longoria. Just saw a shot of her too, Eddie. She's got a nice little pendant on. And I believe has the number 8 or number 9. I think it's number 9. That's Tony Parker's number 8. Would be. Yeah, that was
my number.
Okay. And we're still waiting on Eddie Johnson's guarantee that Eddie House will provide a 3-pointer.
The first 3.
The first 3 for Phoenix in this game. Suns by 5, and again, 16-2 record when they lead after 3 quarters of play. And we told you in the first half that Mark Ivaroni on the board knew this game would go down to the wire. And the message to the players, play with poise in the fourth quarter against the harassment defensively of San Antonio. Poor looking shot there by Tim Duncan.
He was at the free throw line. That's the key.
Keep him shooting there. Shoots under 70% from the line. Boris Diaw had the career-high 31 points to start out that Suns 5-game road trip. 41 in Minnesota against the Wolves. Raja trying to lob it inside to Diaw. And here comes Brent Barry and the Spurs. Still shooting just 38% from the field. And then inside, it was Sean Marion trying to hold his position against Tim Duncan, but picks up the personal foul. That's number 3 on Marion. Well, Diaw has 4 personal fouls for Phoenix.
Mike D'Antoni's going to try to really buy some time here by allowing, Sean to guard Duncan here, because if the Suns do secure the rebound, their speed can really force Duncan to retreat back in a hurry and maybe give them some opportunity from behind the arc.
First time in a long time, the Suns running game has been stalled by a defense. And there's Raja Bell drawing the foul, taking the hit. And Phoenix will take possession.
Well, the only player right now on the floor that probably enjoys what Raja is doing is Bruce Bowen, of course. And they're guarding each other.
Marion with the left hand denied inside. Duncan was there. There was help from Robert Horry. Those are 2 big-time shot blockers.
Sean went sideways instead of trying to elevate over Duncan and maybe force him to hit the elbow or something like that.
San Antonio 60 points after 3 quarters of play. They scored 20 points in the first quarter, 20 in the second, and 20 in the third. First hoop here of period number 4 by Robert Horry. Horry comes in averaging just 5 points per game off the bench for Popovich and the Spurs. Diaw shut down there. Marion for 3. No, Suns won't get their first 3 yet.
Well, he faded back. You just can't fade back on a 3. Sean just has to stay with him.
Marion shooting now 3 of 10 from the field. Suns nearly came up with the turnover. And San Antonio will have it. 10:22 to go here in the fourth quarter. Next up for the Suns, they will hit the road on Monday to fly to Denver, take on the Nuggets on Tuesday, and then back home to host Golden State and Cleveland. The Spurs head back home to San Antonio for 3 at the SBC Center. The Nets on Tuesday, then it's the Pistons and the Grizzlies. In and out for Robert Horry. Always have to be mindful of Robert Horry, especially in the fourth quarter. Diaw from the outside in front of the 3-point line, rebounded by Duncan.
Duncan playing a little bit smarter now. You notice he didn't.